Yeah, Sarah. We know you're real. We know it's the 25th anniversary. Let's just cut to the chase and get to the daily races. And this week, it's coming to you from Daily Race C. It's Sardegna Road Track A. Once again, it is a WRX Fest, and it's four-wheel drive dominant, unfortunately. But if you can't beat them, join them. Oh, and yeah, it's Dead Ideal Boy here, back with another video. So as you can see here, we are on our US account, and we're also on the wrong strategy. We've accidentally jumped into this race without realising we had to switch your tyres over to the medium tyres. Well, you didn't have to, but if you were starting from the back, which I am doing, then it would have been a good idea to start on the medium tyre instead of the faster soft tyre, which we are now on. So we're going to have to try and make our way through this field pretty quickly. Now, that's easier said than done when we're all in the same car, so we've all got the same power available to us, so it can become a bit of a slipstream train in these types of races. So we're going to have to do what we're not usually accustomed to doing, and that's get the elbows out, try and make some overtakes. Now, as you can see, again, as I said, I'm on my US account. I have absolutely neglected this account as of late, so much so that the rating of it was AA, unbelievably. So not good at all, but we are hoping to improve that, although it will be difficult starting from the back on the wrong strategy. But we're going to try and make a move up the inside there of our fellow American for the purposes of this race, but we don't manage to get it done there as we're wary of taking anybody out at the tight left-hander. But we've made up a place at least, and we're moving forward, but not at the speed that we really need to be honest with you. But this is a big group of cars, and this is going to come to a bit of a stop as we make it round the left-hander. We've got B-Buckle on the right-hand side of us, so we've just got to make sure we give him enough space. But we managed to fend him off and use the extra grip that we have available to us. So lap 1 complete. We've not really made that much progress, so I think we're going to have to try and go a little bit quicker if we're going to do anything in this race. So coming up to this left-hander, you've got to try and stop about the 100 marker board if you want to get the job done here. You can see Cobby just drifting a little bit wide, and we've just managed to get up the inside there, so we managed to pick up another position there up to P13. But unfortunately, with this being like I said, a Group 4 four-wheel drive WRX Fest, you can see that we're all just a little bit, well, we're all a little bit of a train there, as I almost inadvertently punt off the driver in front, but we back off and let him keep the position. But yeah, it's just a little bit, dare I say, boring at the moment in terms of car choice and selection. However, the racing here is pretty good, so I wouldn't necessarily let the fact that it's Group 4 and car choice put you off. If anything, give it a go, see what you think for yourself. You know, you might find that you actually enjoy the racing. I suppose it's the one benefit of one make racing that we almost have here. Some people are using the Alpha, and you get the odd person using a different car for some unknown reason. But yeah, if you take away the fact that it is all the same car, one make racing can actually produce some good racing, because we've all, as I said, got the same power available to us, and we're all pretty much just really going to put driver skill to the test against each other. So yeah, you've got to try and look at it that way, look at the positives. That's the way I'm trying to think of it anyway. But here we are, we're now on the back of the Brazilian up to P12, looking to get the move done here. We're right on his bumper, he's going to go over to the left and defend as we go up the straights. Now we're going to just stay in the middle of the track here as long as possible, trying to keep him pinned over to the left, because I want to just make my move over to the right hand side, give me the widest angle possible, give him a narrower angle, which he would need more stopping distance for. And you can see he just goes a little bit deep. We've got the wide angle, so we can cut back, swoop underneath, pick up P11. So we're starting to move forward again, though being on the soft tyre, we really need to make more progress in this. And you can see though, this group up ahead are having a bit of a fight, and that is good news for us, because we've now got the Canadian well within our sights. Crazy Mike, hoping that he doesn't pull off any crazy manoeuvres here as we go around this blind left-hander, which is really difficult to get right. It takes a little bit of practice, but we found that exiting in 4th gear really does give you that little bit of extra drive out of there, whereas 3rd gear, accelerating out in 3rd gear kind of makes you almost understeer slightly, and then when you shift up to 4th you kind of lose a bit of that drive. So into the braking zone there, again it's all getting a little bit congested there. We go wide to make sure we don't take anybody out, but unfortunately that just lets Crazy Mike get back up the inside and retake P10 from us. So we've undid a little bit of the good work there, but we're going to try and make the most of it here, because Crazy Mike is going to go dip one of his tyres onto the grass. That just gives us the run now up the inside. Again, he's going to try and get us on the outside, but we're going to make the move work, and we almost die against the barrier there. Even watching back on this replay, knowing I didn't die, I thought I still was going to die. But skipping forward on to lap 4, you can see there we pick up another couple of positions and we're all of a sudden up to P6. Now, a couple of drivers had pitted, so we went from P10 to P8 and then picked up those 2 spots here. So we find ourselves in P6 now, and that's kind of progress that we want to see, as I said, on the softer tyres. You can see someone else now going into the pits on the mediums, so they're going to come out onto the faster tyre. We've really got to make these next couple of laps count if we're going to have any say in who wins this race. Now we brake on the 100 marker there, and you can see he just dives up the inside there, and we just give him the slightest of taps as we make our way past. But I just then noticed in the delta how far back he was slipping, and I realised that I had actually inadvertently touched his rear quarter and sent him off into the gravel. So we just slowly pull over, really just giving up a big chance we had to fight for the lead here. But sometimes I think you've just got to do what is right and what you would want people to do for you, which is give you the position back. Although it's cost us both time, there's not really a lot else I could have done in that situation other than give him the spot back. I then crash into a wall. I've let him get, well, now 1.56 seconds up the road, and that's not good for me. But we did catch back up with him by the straight, because he made a little bit of an error in one of the corners, and now we've got the opportunity to get back in the slipstream and fight again for P5, although it's not really. But we kind of misjudged the slip a little bit like he did. We avoid him though, and we just about hold on the track. He though manages to make the cut back on me, and again we swap positions, so we're having a little bit of a scrap here, and nobody really wants to have P5 at the moment, but all this is doing is costing us massively in terms of time. You can see there he goes really narrow in that corner there, and he gets a little bit wide, so we've got the run on him once again. So I make the decision, do we work together or do we fight? And going round the left-hander, we see that he gets a really poor drive out there, and he moves over. I think at this point he realised I was quicker, so he just got out the way and let me through. So yeah, that was fair play to him for that, to be fair. And by the time we got to the end of the lap, it was time to pit, and finally we had to get onto the medium tyres, and out we come. So which position would we come out? We're already down to P11, P12, and I think someone else yet. We've got Cobby coming fast up the inside. He dives up the inside, desperate to get that one extra position from us. So he stops it right in front of us, and we're down to P13, which is quickly going to become P12. The Brazilians had an off, and he was just rejoining the track. So back up to P12, not great with only 4 laps to go, and we are 16 seconds behind the leader. So we really need to make some progress, and make some progress quickly. Unfortunately, we're not on the fastest tyre. However, what I would say is that there seemed to be an absolute mix of people on softs and on mediums. So the groups up ahead are going to be on a variety of different tyres, and as we come across the line at the end of lap 8, we've now got the run on Cobby, and we've got a chance to perhaps make a move. It's not going to be close enough, but what is an Apex living up to his name? In fact, maybe not, because he took everything across the Apex, so he really did take the Apex but straight lined it through it and straight into the side of Cobby. So yeah, it looked like just a huge misjudgment of braking and slipstream, and he avoided us, thankfully, but he didn't avoid poor Cobby and absolutely killed him. You can see on the left hand side there Cobby with a few question marks. He was obviously very surprised at the incoming Exocet missile that was what is an Apex taking him out. So yeah, what I would say is there, it was quite difficult to judge that slipstream because you were coming in a lot hotter than you would be normally, and how quickly you would be in time trial. So I'm not going to say that that was a dirty move in any way, because clearly he's not a dirty player, but it was just a big misjudgment. I did similar in the previous lap, not quite to that extent, but you could see how easy it was to overshoot the braking zone. If you were braking on the 100-yard marker, then it was pretty difficult to get it right. If you were in the slipstream, you had to brake a little bit early. But you could see there the Brazilian just absolutely losing it on the curb again and spinning out. So we have managed to somehow get our way back up to P10, and we are still obviously some way off the lead, but at least we've got a respectable position back. However, we have a lot of cars just in the distance up ahead there. We can see a few places up for grabs now with 2 laps to go, so this might not be over with, you know, we've got the fresher medium tyres. A lot of people might be on the softs, which will be starting to wear, and that's going to be potentially good news for us. So we've got this Brazilian now to try and make our way past. Now I really did need to make my way past quickly because you can see how slow he was in the corner there, so we just threw it up the inside. Kind of was obviously a bit blindsided with that because he tried to turn in on me when I was absolutely fully alongside, but he got out of it and allowed us to get past. So we make the move there. We were just a little bit cautious round here because I thought he might actually went to the back of me. We just about hang it there, but you could hear crunching on the barrier behind us, and that was the Brazilian. He had just drifted far too wide, and yeah, that was the end of his challenge on myself. Now if you look, there were 4 seconds behind Crazy Mike, and that seems like quite a big gap with just over a lap to go. However, if you keep an eye on that delta, you're going to see the delta coming down quickly. So they're obviously having quite a fight up ahead, and that is good news for me because maybe, just maybe, we can get in amongst it here. So yep, we've got a chance. We can see them up ahead going round the left-hander, and we've taken about a second off them in the last sort of 2 or 3 corners, and onto the straight we go. We're not going to make up much time on the straight because they've got slipstream and they'll just be flooring it all the way to the corner. So we've just got to hope that maybe somebody will make a move, maybe that'll bring them back into our clutches. So we're trying to sort of pick up the pace a little bit here. But yeah, it's been a fun race up to this point, full of incident, and the last lap could hold some more. Let's just see now as we come round the left-hander here. You can see we just about hang on there. We're starting to have a little bit of a fight. The gap is coming down. We're now almost within 2 seconds. In fact, we are now within 2 seconds. And you can see there's at least 4 cars up ahead, and somebody's got a penalty. In fact, it's a 3-second penalty. So they've obviously had quite a big off. They've taken somebody out, or they've done something to want a 3-second penalty, which probably means they tracked down where they lived and maybe murdered their family to get a 3-second penalty. Now, I wouldn't like to say that is what they did, but that is the sort of level of takeout you need to get a 3-second penalty at the moment in Gran Turismo. Anyway, I digress. Nobody's killing anybody's family. It's just sane talk. So yeah, let's just scrub that from the chat. So anyway, a few corners to go. We're now right on their tails. The Supra goes wide, hits the barrier, gets out of our way, so we've got the run now, and we've got 3 cars up ahead now. If they all decide to fight, that could be useful for us, and they do decide to fight because 2 of them go into each other and absolutely lose plot, and we are now up to 6th, and we've got 1 corner remaining, and we're going to be right on the back of the Canadian, but It doesn't look like we're going to be able to get the position because the line is going to be approaching. We're just not going to have enough time to get past. But yeah, we're up to P6, which all in all was a pretty good result from what's happened in this race and the amount of time we did lose as we come across the line. In fact, we're up to P5 because the Canadian making the absolutely noob mistake of not changing their tyres. Now, if we have a look at the replay now to see exactly what happened there, this is what is an apex, absolutely sending it through the apex and taking out poor Cobby, and that was the end of both of those races. Good for us though, we picked up a couple of positions, and this was myself. You can just see the slightest of taps on the back left, and that was what sent what is an apex into the gravel, but we did let him have the position back, so I feel like I can sleep tonight knowing that. But anyway, that was the end of the race. P5 after all of that drama. Hopefully you enjoyed it, hopefully you enjoy this racing, and yeah, if you did, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, thanks once again for watching. I'll see you all on the next one. Goodbye.